Hey everybody, I'm Tim here with Steve Saka from Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust, and today we're cutting deep. And you're watching Cigars Daily. I'm here with Steve, who loves that I have this fun YouTube persona. It's his favorite thing about me, I think.
It is crazy, man.
It makes him laugh every time he sits next to me.
So I'm like the same dude every place.
Yeah.
Like when you read what I write in social media and then you meet me in person,
same.
You're like the same jack off there as you are in person, right? you got like this larger than life thing that you turn on for the camera. And look, I get it.
Yeah.
It's also the reason why I don't ever see me doing videos or any of that. I don't know. I'm not comfortable with it. It's definitely an art form in itself.
I've always been this way since when I was in high school I was in theater, when I was in church I was in music and I preached, and they always had to turn my microphone all the way down when I'd start the sermon and go, "Hey church," because it'd blow out the speakers. But now for some reason I'm not in church ministry, I'm in tobacco, and thank God that I am, because I'm in at a time where it's very exciting. It's never been more exciting to be a cigar lover than it is right now today, because we get some of the most interesting, intriguing blends out there. And you just finished a project that a lot of people were long awaited for. I am holding in front of me here the Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust Deep Cuts Sampler. I remember when I first got into the industry 10 years ago, everyone was like, "Oh yeah, this guy Steve Saka is coming out with this cigar called Compromiso, and it's going to be really good." And everyone was like, there was a buzz. But now today, Dunbarton has grown into a full catalog of cigars. And I mean robust. And this has got a little bit of everything. I wanted to give you a chance to talk about it, but what people want to hear about, and I'm sure you know this, is this Sin Compromiso, the word of Saka. But
how arrogant you have to be to name a cigar word of Saka.
If you wrote a book and called it the word of Saka,
actually,
that's one step
time
above.
out. There actually will be a book.
No.
Yeah. That was always the concept.
Comments if you're buying the book. If you're going to read the book.
No, it'll come with the cigars. It ain't that good a book. It's like, I say all this really stupid and whenever I say something that's really stupid but kind of witty, I just go, "Oh, let me voice memo that. I'm going to remember that." So it's going to be 100 pages of Saka-isms, you know what I mean? It'll be like an evil fortune cookie book is what it's basically going to be, you know? But, and that was really kind of that idea came up before the name of the cigar came up. I'm like, yeah, man, I'll bundle it with cigars, and yeah.
Cigar shops are going to have church meetings on Sunday morning for people to read the word of Saka and smoke
I'm
the
actually
cigars.
trying to see if I can find a bookbinder that'll do it in white cloth binding with gold print. Totally wrong. Everything about it is sacrilegious. It's awful.
Listen, that's what cigars are about. It's kind of unkempt.
It's meant to be fun, you know?
It is. But through your blends, this is your blends are fun. They're good experiences. But for you, this is very serious.
Yeah, no, what the Deep Cuts is it answers a very simple question, because I get asked this all the time. What's your best cigar? What's your favorite cigar that you make? Yada, yada, yada. And look, all the cigars that we make at Dunbarton are of the same quality level, material-wise, construction-wise. Now, there's a couple cigars that are a lower quality material. And when I say lower quality, because our quality is so high that even our lower quality is really good, but that's Umbagog, right, which is a lower quality material, because those are the materials that we don't utilize for Mickey Rita and Mickey Rita Black.
Yes.
And then we have another cigar called Popetta that isn't in the sampler, that is made using the table trimmings that we generate from the construction of the long filler broadleaf blends, red meat lovers, Mickey Rita, and whatnot. But everything is, so there's not this is our best cigar. That's not. Now, our cigars have different price points, but the price points are reflective of what it costs to make them.
Sure.
So, because the way we do all the pricing structure is very simple. We take whatever it truly costs to make the product, and we add 40% gross. And 40% gross, ultimately, the goal is that it will net me 10% at the end of the year. So far, it's netting me about 7, but I'll get to the 10 points eventually. But that is the way everything gets priced. So, and the reason why I do it that way is because I then don't have a vested interest in who's the winner and who's the loser from a commercial point of view, right? Well, it's very similar to the way as a retailer you operate, right? In the end, you basically can make relatively the same margin on everything in the humidor, right? A little here, a little there, but it's all pretty close to the same. So in the end, what you focus on is delivering the products that your customers want, and you don't really, if it chooses that they're Fuente, Padron, La Flor Dominicana, Dunbarton, whoever it is, so be it. I'm gonna invest more in those brands. I'm gonna stock more of those brands. That's what I'm gonna sell. So this question always comes up, and for me, it just depends on my mood. So what this sampler is comprised of is it's comprised of 10 of the cigars that we make that I actually smoke the most frequently, right? And that's what this is. And it's the sizes that I smoke within the line that I personally consider these are my favorite cigars within the company. And one of them is the Todos Los Dias, which we don't make as a core product anymore. Right. We make it as a small batch occasional release, like we did a release of the Todos Los Dias Thick Longs, which is the one that's in the box. We did that 2 years ago. In early 2026, we're releasing a batch of the double wide Todos Los Dias. And then there's an 11th cigar in the package that is the Word of Saka, which is a entirely unique, different blend. And that was really, again, that was a pragmatic solution, because what it actually has on it is it has a brand new wrapper that's never been grown before. There have been a lot of people the last 5 years that have been experimenting with growing Connecticut broadleaf in Central America. I don't want to say successful or unsuccessful, but for me, I haven't found a Connecticut broadleaf grown in Central America that I like as much as Connecticut broadleaf grown in glacier soil. I work with one particular grower who has a Cuban agronomist that does a lot of hybridizations, and he started experimenting by creating a new seed variety where it was a direct cross between broadleaf and sun-grown Havana, okay, that you do grow in Nicaragua all the time. Yeah. And this is from a pilot crop from 3 years ago, and there was only enough tobacco to make roughly about 3,000 of these cigars from that pilot crop.
Oh, wow.
Right. So I love the tobacco. In fact, I'm going to call it Capa Chameleon, because it looks like broadleaf, but it doesn't taste like broadleaf. So it looks like one thing, but it tastes like another thing. It's got its own really unique flavor. And so I know that I'm going to use more of that wrapper, but I only had wrapper from the pilot crop that's ready to go from 3 years ago. What do you do with enough wrapper to make 3,000 cigars? Now, I could save it, and when I release more of these Capa Chameleon wrapped cigars, but then that tobacco is going to be so far afield separated time-wise that it won't be the same, you know what I mean, because of the aging process. So here I have this really good, really unique wrapper. What do I do with it, right? So I blended around that wrapper variety, the Word of Saka, and using it in the sampler pack is a good way, because here I can make 3,000 samplers. Bam, 3,000 cigars, one in each box. It gives a way to make utilization of this really good, unique tobacco. It gives me a way to introduce this tobacco to the consumers. It gives me a way to, get this blend going and started and, further field. But, and even the crop that was planted, the 2-year crop isn't going to be enough to do anything giant with. And then the crop from last year will be the first time that there'll be enough tobacco to really say, okay, let me make a blend utilizing this wrapper in a big way. And so Word of Saka is kind of a peek into the future on something that's going to come down the road. It's going to be just absurdly, grossly expensive, because it's you got a seed variety that you've invested 3 years in.
Sure.
Well, more, really 4 years at this point, that there's no commercial viability for it yet.
Right.
Now, if it turns out successful 5, 7, 8 years from now, it'll end up in a price structure that'll be like a broadleaf wrapper price point wise, right? But right now it's like 4 times the cost of that to make that possible. So the Word of Saka is just kind of like a little snapshot of what's to come.
I will be sharing a little bit more about the Word of Saka when I smoke it. This is my deep cut sampler. I'm holding on to it. If you haven't gotten into this yet, this is like the stuff. The Dunbarton stuff. Like, first of all, can I have a Billy? There's a sampler over there that says Essential Sampler. If you'll hand it to me, thank you. Terrence is there. I didn't see him. Sorry, Terrence.
It's dark in here. Is that why you didn't see him? What are you saying?
I didn't see him.
Look, that's so rude, man.
I bought him a white jacket. So I can see him. Listen, if you want to know what's the everyday, regular production stuff, there is an Essentials sampler from Dunbarton that does feature some of the traditional, like, daily.
Well, it's basically a Toro from all of our lines.
Core lines.
So up from our core lines. So if you want to know what Dunbarton's about as a generality, this is a very good way to go
This will get you
because
there.
that'll get you there because that'll give you an exposure to our mildest, to our strongest in the core. So it's a way for you to basically, because we don't do, I know it's very geeky, but we don't do any bulk programming. So when retailers make sample packs or 5-packs, they're taking those cigars out of boxes to make them, right? And so this is a way that makes it easier on my retailers to say, okay, you're interested in trying Dunbarton. You don't know where to begin. Here's a place for you to begin. Here's 7 different expressions of the core. It kind of gives you some jumping off point to kind of figure out, oh, these lines work for me. These lines don't work for me. This is kind of where I'm leaning. So it's meant to be kind of an entry kind of product, but of course, they're the same price as they would be if you bought a full box. They're not. Yeah, we don't discount them because they're in a sampler. But most samplers that are made are, other than some of like the really high end, Opus Padron samplers. Most samplers are like 1 or 2 good cigars, and then hey, how do we get the price down? Let's use this product that didn't sell well. They're filled with a lot of chuff in there. You know what I mean? Yeah. And this is no way. This is a really good snapshot of Dunbarton.
Well, I'll tell you guys this. Whether you're looking for the essentials, you just want to know what Dunbarton is about, know what the different blends are like and what they feature, or whether you want to go to church and get the word of Saka, you're already tithing. You're already doing it. God knows I am. I gave more to him than I gave to the church by like a lot this year. Oh. Listen, and I can't wait to try the blend. I haven't tried the Word of Saka yet, but I will be bringing my perception of it to all of you very soon. And Steve and I, right now, we're going to actually go get ready for Cigars Daily Live, episode 405. You guys can catch more about the project we both did together, Leche Burra, and these samplers on that show, and that's on YouTube and Rumble and our own community on Cigars Daily Plus, and even on Facebook. And thanks for hanging out with me, and thank you again for the blends. I think
I got free water coming here, man.
Hell yeah, you do.
I'm in the desert. Gotta love it.
Thank you again, Steve. Appreciate it, brother.
Thank
you.
You
Guys, drop your comments and questions down below. I'll get to as many of them as I can, and thank you for watching here. And we'll see you all on Cigars Daily Live.